Because I can't resist a good life sim, Paralives has to be the game I'm most excited for in 2026. Although I don't feel it should be viewed as a direct replacement for The Sims, I'm hoping it will at least scratch a similar itch. This game was supposed to have been released in early access at the end of last year, but the developers made the brave decision to delay until around May 2026 to give them time to get the game up to a standard they were happy with before we get to play it. I love the art style of Paralives. It's fresh and a little quirky, and I'm looking forward to making my own Parafolks and exploring the open world town. During early access, the devs also plan to add extra features, such as weather, pets, and even cars. Vampire Rancher, due to release in the second quarter of 2026, looks like a cute farming game with a supernatural twist. Set in the weird Wild West, it involves all the classic ingredients, like growing crops and managing resources, to help restore your town to its former glory, all while balancing this with your ongoing need for human blood. There's a saloon, which reminds me of games like Traveller's Rest and Tavern Master, and I think a significant portion of gameplay revolves around attracting unsuspecting travellers to your town and then exploiting them for your own nefarious purposes. I'll leave you to decide for yourself what that might mean. Skills trees, crafting, quests and exploration add further interest to this game, which could manage to be both dark and cosy at the same time, just the way I like it. In Outbound, you start with an empty camper van, which looks very much like the one my mum and dad used to have. You can choose to power your van using sun, wind, or water, and the game involves exploring a near-future utopian world at your own pace, collecting resources and upgrading your home on wheels as you go. Add workstations, create gardens, and really make your vehicle your own. This game has a vibrant, fresh art style, which I'm very much a fan of. When it launches in the second quarter of this year, you'll be able to play Outbound, alone or with up to 3 friends. Bookbinding is also due out in the second quarter of 2026. In this game, you'll play a bookbinder, funnily enough, and you'll be tasked with decorating book covers to your customers' individual preferences. So at first glance, this looks like a cosy creative game with not a lot of depth, in which you simply add colours, images, and other decorations to make pretty book covers. But you could also dabble with tarot cards, make decisions which affect your customers' lives, and even get involved in covering up a murder. Bookbinding definitely looks like another cosy game with a darker twist, and I'm very much here for it. Solarpunk is a cosy futuristic game, in which you fly around in an airship to explore a technically advanced world made up of floating islands. Gather resources, craft, grow your own food, and construct buildings including your own home base. You'll also need to monitor weather conditions because you'll be generating electricity using wind and solar power. There are animals to help you with your farming, and you can also automate resource gathering using drones. Play this survival game alone, or enlist a few friends and play multiplayer mode. There's no release date for this one yet, but it'll hopefully be this year. Moonlight Peaks can't come out quickly enough as far as I'm concerned. There's no release date as yet, but it is due during 2026. It's a farming sim with an occult twist, in which you play a vampire, again, who wants to prove to your dad, none other than Count Dracula himself, that a life of compassion is possible, even for the undead. As well as farming, you get to study potion making and spellcasting, explore the supernatural world of Moonlit Peaks, and develop your vampire skills. Design your home, play moonlit mini-games, and make friends with the local werewolves, witches, and mermaids. It looks like there'll be a wide variety of romanceable characters too, so there's something for everyone here. Speaking of vampires, in Bloody Hell Hotel, you'll play another one of these lovable bloodsuckers. And yes, I know this is the third vampire-related game that I've tried to pass off as cosy in this video, but I did try to warn you what you were getting into. In this one, you wake up from a centuries-long coma to find your estate in ruins, so of course, you decide to turn it into a hotel. There's the usual foraging, farming, crafting and fighting gameplay as you gather the resources needed to decorate your hotel and work to meet the demands of your guests. Although they may end up meeting your needs instead, and that's all I'm saying on that matter. Sticking with the supernatural theme, Witchbrook is a life sim in which you'll play an aspiring witch studying in Witchbrook College in the vibrant seaside city of Mossport. As you'd expect, gameplay includes levelling up your magic skills and learning to do things like brewing potions, But what excites me the most about Witchbrook is the game world outside of the college. In your spare time, you can visit Mossport's various shops, cafes and markets, there's even an arcade, and get to know the city's many residents, maybe even finding love along the way. You can customise your look, renovate your cosy woodland cottage and garden, and even set up your own business. Play Witchbrook alone or in co-op mode with up to 3 friends when it launches at some point this year. Back to the real world now with GamerStop Simulator. Have you ever wanted to run your own video game store? Well, now you can, as this game has already been out for a few days in early access. In GamerStop Simulator, you travel to Japan to restore and manage a video game store left to you by your granddad. What is it with all these granddads in cosy games leaving businesses to people? It's just ridiculous, really. I wish I had one. You can buy games and consoles from customers, repair broken consoles, test games, and collect rare games and devices. As well as running your own business, your new business, you can also explore the world outside, fish, complete obstacle courses, take photos of the stunning landscape, and search for treasure chests. I actually think this one looks really interesting, and I plan to pick it up sooner rather than later. Spirit Crossing is a multiplayer life sim in which, along with other players, you explore the storm-swept Crosslands, which is a realm between the human and spirit worlds. You can join a waste station and work with a community of players to build and decorate a customisable business, and you can even visit other waste stations to make new friends and explore even further. There's a unique friendship system, which you level up to unlock perks such as proximity chat, 2-player remotes, teleportation, and gift giving. But it's not all plain sailing, and you'll need to leave offerings and perform acts of kindness to ward off the destructive storms that threaten your shared world. Spirit Crossing is due out in 2026 with no specific launch date as yet. Wish Upon a Llama, due for release in the first quarter of 2026, so hopefully quite soon, is an adorable looking game in which you play as a rancher, breeding and raising a wide range of animals, while also building meaningful relationships with your human neighbours too. In addition to llamas, of course, you can also raise bunnies, sheep, horses, capybara, pigs, geese, fish, frogs. The list goes on. In fact, there are more than 50 special breeds to discover. You can even take your existing animals with you as you explore forests, beaches and fields looking for more. Rehome animals with the right townsfolk and challenge your new friends to a variety of minigames. Eventually, you can even start your own family and get the kids involved with the animal care too. In Nothing to Declare, you have an important job working in airport security. In this cosy hand-drawn game, due out this year but with no firm date yet, you weigh and scan bags, question passengers, and if you're feeling suspicious, you can search their luggage for suspicious items. Each shift brings new challenges and quirky passengers, and as you progress, you can earn money and upgrade your workstation. This sounds a bit different, and I just think the humour in it might be right up my street. Wild Terrain, again due out this year, but with no firm date given yet, looks, well, wild. This is a photorealistic adventure in which you play as a wild boar searching for your missing piglets. Live freely and cause chaos as you roam the world, knocking over rubbish bins to find food, wearing silly hats, and befriending the other animals you meet along the way. I have to say this game looks absolutely bonkers, but in a really good way. I love the fact that you heal and rewild the landscape as you go, healing toxic areas with mushrooms, and even using your poop to grow new flowers. And the game isn't over once you find your piglets. They get to travel with you and add to the chaos. Trade Tales is another game with no release date as yet, but showing as launching in 2026. For me, I think this one could scratch that Sims 4 Rags to Riches challenge itch, as the whole premise of the game is that you start with absolutely nothing and have to work your way up. After arriving in a small town, penniless and having to start your life again from scratch, you'll forage, farm, craft, mine and raise animals, all the usual cosy game staples, before having the option to set up your own business or businesses, like restaurants, clothes shops, bakeries and electronics stores. Later, you can build warehouses, take on staff, travel and network to find new opportunities, and basically build a global brand worth millions. I have to say, this sounds like pretty much my ideal game. At first glance, Nivalis, also due out on an unspecified date in 2026, may not seem like it fits within the cosy game category, but bear with me. Sure, this futuristic cyberpunk life sim may include organ harvesting gangs and oppressive regimes who want to control your every move and even fine you for breathing. But in essence, it looks like an open ended game where you'll have the freedom to decide how to spend your days. Starting with, for example, humble noodle stall, you'll explore the vibrant city of Nivalis, get to know its inhabitants, and build your way up to owning bars, restaurants, and nightclubs. So, pretty much the same as other cozier life sims, except that this one is all about the nightlife. I enjoy a good city builder game, and Nova Roma, set for release on the 26th of March, certainly looks like one of those. Set during the decline of the Roman Empire, this game has you leading a small band of citizens hoping to build Nova Roma, or New Rome, a bustling city encapsulating all that was once great about the now crumbling empire. You'll start from a small village and reshape the land, from controlling the flow of water with dams and aqueducts, introducing entertainment for your citizens in the form of theatres and gladiatorial shows, and build grand temples to appease the gods. I've been fascinated by Roman buildings and culture ever since doing classical studies at school, so I'm really looking forward to playing Nova Roma when it comes out. Roadside Research is another quirky, cosy adjacent life sim, due to release in the first quarter of this year. It's a gas station simulator, except that the gas station is all a front for what's really going on. Alone or in co-op mode with up to 3 friends, you'll play an alien using the business as an excuse to monitor human behaviour and gather data about people without being detected. Be careful not to raise too much suspicion, though, if you don't want government officials turning up and spoiling things. This game looks absolutely chaotic, and I'm here for it. I especially love the extremely unconvincing human disguises, which basically consist of smiley faces drawn on squares of paper and taped to the aliens' heads. So that's my list. Are any of these games on your 2026 wish list? And are there any others you think I've forgotten about? Let me know, as always, in the comments below. Now, I don't like to ask favours very often, but I'll always appreciate it if you fancy hitting that like button or even giving me a cheeky subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.